Good morning. I'm Victor Shelton, the State Agronomist and Grazing Specialist on Shannon's staff. Erosion comes in different forms: sheet and reel, ephemeral gullies, and classic gullies. Each somewhat transitions into the next. So let's talk about some of the differences between these. Reels may be any size, but are almost always less than 4 inches deep. It is the upper branches of a ephemeral gully trunk. Reels are eliminated very easily by tillage and may appear at different locations on the landscape from year to year. They generally occur on side slopes above drainage ways. They are also generally shorter than ephemeral cropland gullies. They almost always end at a concentrated flow channel or a terrace. They are usually on the same portion of the slope that is used to determine the length of slope factor, the L factor, for Russell II. Real erosion is considered in the Russell II calculations. Now, ephemeral cropland gullies are larger than a reel and smaller than a gully or classic gully. It is usually results from the junction of reels that form the branching or tree-like pattern of a channel. In the picture here, do you see the tree-like pattern? Reels are the branches and ephemerals are kind of like the trunk. Ephemeral gullies reoccur in the same area each time they form rather than randomly at different places on the slope. They frequently form in well-defined shallow depressions in natural drainage ways. They usually occur in the upper reaches of our drainage network and are easily noted on LiDAR maps. They are generally wider, deeper, and longer than reels in the field. They can occur occasionally in rows, and we'll see an example of that in a minute. Now, they are either partially or totally erased by tillage and filled in by these tillage operations. Now, soil from the surrounding area is used to level these off when they are fixed with tillage. The filling results in soil deterioration over a larger area than the gully itself, because that soil that is typically removed from the depth of the tillage layer is also lost. Detachment and transport is by flowing concentrated water. Erosion from ephemeral gullies is not calculated by Russell II. This semi-three-dimensional diagram here shows how everything is connected and emphasizes the tree erosion concept. The pink areas indicate inter-reel erosion or mini-reel erosion, smaller branches of that tree. Where the water concentrates and where sediment often starts collecting is where the ephemeral gullies begin. The red arrows on this aerial map indicate where you are most likely going to find ephemeral gullies. The yellow areas are usually where sheet and reel erosion are going to be found. Reels that are induced by tillage up and down the slope can turn into ephemeral gullies, even though they are not in the normal concentrated water flow areas. This sometimes also is seen on inroads because the rows lead the water from the field to that field edge. In this picture, the reels are highly influenced by up and down tillage on those inroads. These are leading to ephemeral gullies, and the red arrows indicate where this is starting with those small head cuts forming. In the background of this picture, you can see a classic ephemeral gully by the yellow arrow. Head cuts or kick points, however you want to call them, are always, or almost always, the beginnings of a gully, both ephemeral and classic. This is an accelerated when there is a abrupt change in elevation, like in the lower right picture. Classic gullies usually occur from untreated ephemerals on cropland. They occur in well-defined drainage ways. They are certainly not eliminated by tillage. Gullies typically are greater than 18 inches deep. Soils may be eroded to the depth of the profile itself. Erosion is readily visible. They have well-defined side walls and possibly slumping of large areas with them. And classic gully erosion is not calculated by Russell II. Well, I guess that's all, folks. Just remember, fix it, don't disc it.